I am an attorney, a part-time magistrate in the family court in Fulton County, and I'm also a mediator.
And I'm the Chief Emergency Services Officer for the American Red Cross here in Georgia.
I'm a management consultant.
I'm a minister for the Church of Christ.
I work in the Patient Relations Division at DeKalb Medical Hospital, and I also teach here at Kennesaw State University.
I am managing an electoral cycle project with the United Nations Development Program, and my title is Elections Project Officer.
I work now as a consultant for the United Nations in New York. My department is the UN Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs.
I'm an NGO capacity building consultant for the United States Peace Corps in Botswana.
Obviously, with having the theory and the training, it helped me in the family law mediation as well as contract matters and other cases that I've mediated. One of the things that helps me as a judge, sometimes you just have to get people ready to go to mediation and explain it to them even before they get there. When you have two pro se people who are unrepresented, and you tell them, I want you to go to mediation, they know nothing about it. And it's one thing to just say, well, the mediator will tell you about it. But I'm actually able to explain the process to them, to tell them that I'm also a mediator, that it's a good process and something they should give it a try before they decide to go to trial.
Just in general, working with situations, I've been able to work with congregations already, having difficulties and challenges, and been able to do some mediations, both with families and with groups that have gone well, and I felt very prepared for those. The training I got here, the education, gave me the tools I needed to do that, and the confidence.
I would say the most important skill that in some ways seems natural, but in other ways seem kind of perfected through this degree is our listening skills. I mean, and there's so many different aspects of my job that require me to listen to what someone's problem is. I mean, I have to be able to understand a problem and work through it and help resolve someone's fears or concerns. I mean, the hospital is not, a comfortable place to be, and a lot of times people feel vulnerable, and I'm there to help ease their concerns and any problems that may come up.
Conflict's not necessarily bad. Sometimes conflict can be very good. We're going through a lot of changes at the Red Cross right now, so some of the conflicts that we work out with are conflict of resources. How are we going to figure out how to take the limited resources we have and distribute them equitably around the state, and where are we going to need to use them, and where are we going to need to place employees. So conflict sometimes has a negative connotation, but it can also be a very important factor in growth. So the skills of being able to analyze the conflict, know what the conflict's really about, and then various tools that you can use to resolving the conflict come into practice daily, not only at work, but at home and in my volunteer work. I have two major areas that I volunteer in. One is with an organization called Kids for Peace, which brings Israeli and Palestinian children together to live and learn to live together in peace. The skills that you learn in the program help you really dig deep to learn what the real sources of the conflict are, because often in conflicts, what appears to be the conflict on the surface is not really what the source of the conflict is. And where I use this in our particular program, we use religion as a source of resolving conflict. And many people think of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict as a religious conflict, and it's not. It really is a conflict over resources and rights. But we are able to find common ground in religion and a common language which people can use to talk about the conflict and learn to listen to each other.
I utilize many tools that I acquired in the master's program in conflict management in my practice. For instance, in organization health, I utilize team dynamics, and I actually take through each one of the individuals through a personnel assessment and show them how their personality and their conflict mode, and how each person brings something unique to the table, and how together as a team you can produce a better outcome. And I also show them how that they can embrace conflict.
Even getting this job, the first question they asked me was, have you ever done any humanitarian work, or do you have any experience? I told them yes. I did a field work in Israel, and during this field work I have the opportunity to go to refugee camp, racial refugee camp, where I witnessed firsthand the lives of refugees, what it is like to live your life over 40 years in refugee camp, and the humanitarian needs of these people. And all of a sudden, I get everybody's attention, because some of the people interviewing me did not have the opportunity to travel to Israel in the heart of the conflict to see what I've seen. So I think that was the turning point where they have this interest in me, and they wanted to know more about my experience in Israel and conflict management. So I believe the program can involve the international component, where the student has to be exposed to this type of environment, make it worthwhile for your time and money.
And it's the type of degree that could transfer to any business and to any occupation. And that's one of the reasons I would highly recommend it.
You know, I didn't have much work experience from going from undergrad, into a graduate program. And with my passions, being education and healthcare, this degree has allowed me to do both at the same time. It's not something that I've had to do a career switch or get involved in one but not the other. It's something that I've been able to take what my passions are and apply it to those fields.
Let KSU's conflict management program make a difference in your career, your life, and your community. Visit our website or call us today at 770-423-6299.